we got a couple of boats that are kind of coming in on starboard here. So let's review some of the basic stuff. We've got two boats. First of these two boats, and it doesn't matter which one, when the first of these two boats crosses the, how many boat length circle? Four boat length circle, crosses the 4 boat length circle, you take a snap and holds through the entire rounding maneuver. In this case, which boat is going to have right of way as we come into this mark? White. Correct. And why white? He's got an inside overlap. He's got an inside overlap on blue. Even though he's behind blue, he's not completely behind. Blue is not clear ahead. He does have an overlap. So as they come in here, white's going to steer in a seaman-like manner to go around the mark, and blue better give him room. And if there's contact like that in here, then white is the leeward boat. He's got right away. Blue has not stayed clear of the leeward boat. And blue is obligated to do a turn before he sails on. Okay, now the problem I am told, I hear very strong rumors that some boats don't think ahead. And instead of getting safely back over here and being able to come into the mark on starboard, they've not been thinking ahead, and they wind up coming in like this on port. Well, there's some special rules about this stuff. If red comes in on port, as they close, this is just a very straightforward port and starboard situation. Who's got right of way between these 3 boats? White. White, because he's on starboard. White with blue, because white is leeward of blue. Red's on port, of course. So red needs to stay clear. But red, being the greedy guy he is, looks more like this, and red saying, oh, I can tack in front of them and I'm going to be just fine. Well, I tell you, red's taking a big chance. And the message that's going to be in this talk is, if you're coming in at the last minute on port, you're going to be the burden boat, and you really don't want to be doing this, especially in larger fleet, because you're just going to get yourself into trouble. So think ahead before you wind up having to come in on port at the last minute. So let's go through the rules here. If red could come in on port and tack clear ahead of white and has not caused white to change course or anything, then red's okay. Kind of an iffy thing, but red's okay. If it's let me finish and we'll get to some questions. Okay, if things are a little closer and it looks like this, and it looks like this, and red, because he tacked, is now slowed down, and white's coming up in here. White needs to avoid contact, and he needs to head up. If white is forced by red to sail above a close hauled course, then then red has impeded white, and that's correct. Red has fouled white because he has made him sail above a close hauled course. The other option in a situation like this is white, because he has better speed, because red just tacked, comes in, and now white's here, and white's saying, I want inside room at that mark. And white is entitled to inside room at that mark, and red has to stay clear. And this is going to be very difficult, because as soon as red heads up, he's going to wind up with some contact here. Again, anybody coming in on port at the last minute is asking for trouble.
What's that rule called? Is there a name for that?
It's all about the 4 boat length circle. Okay, you had a question, Admiral. No, that was it. Okay. The message is, don't come in at the last minute. If you got a great lift and you're coming in on port and you got a great lift and it looks close, your best option if there's just a couple of boats, and there's only 5 of us today, your best option is duck. Tack behind, and you know what? You'll be with the pack, but you haven't fouled anybody. You're not doing a turn. Any other questions? Thank you. Hang on a minute here. Okay. Coming in. Okay.
Red back
Okay.
inside of them, forces them up, and white doesn't say anything. Is red free to go then?
Unless you are protested, you can assume that you have not done anything wrong. And what is the correct thing to say if you are protesting somebody? 1-1 protest 1-2. Individual numbers, say your number, say the other number. Please make sure that the other skipper has a reasonable chance of hearing you. It used to be 2 times. The rule changed. It only needs to be once. But again, and you can say it twice, that's fine. Make sure the guy hears you so he's got a chance to exonerate himself. Okay, all good? Thank you.